Hello everybody, welcome back to Cards by the Hill. My name is Jane Hill. So this is going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to do a baseball pitch for the water tower on the Christmas Village. I've got some figures coming that are going to go on it as well from Lemax. And what I need to do is create a diamond pattern for the pitch, because they're diamond shaped as far as I know. So I'm going to have to cut that out of this piece that I got from Amazon, and then I'm going to have to cut it down quite a lot because obviously this is really long. And then I'm going to keep those little pieces of grass that I cut off because we probably use those for another project. So let me mark out the diamond pattern as best I can on this, and we'll go from there. So I've used a jelly pen in white. I think that's about the best I'm going to be able to do. So I'm going to cut this out. And I'm going to keep the excess because we've probably used those for something. Now let me get my board out of the way because I want to keep all these small pieces. And keep them aside because you never know when we're going to use those pieces for something. So this is quite a thick piece. As you can see, it's got rubber on the bottom as opposed to felt or sponge. It's quite hard to get the scissors through. There we go. So there's our diamond. We've got some offcuts here of grass, so we'll keep those. And of course we've got the extra pieces here. That I'm going to keep. And now we're going to need to cut the grass down. So I'm just going to go over it. And cut it down with the big scissors. Okay, what a difference. And if you remember, I bought this piece from Amazon. I think it was $2.99 as a sample. There we go. Can keep trimming it. Was quite long. because because we've got to mark out the field on this. Not bad at all. Right, so we've got all this grass here. Lovely. I'm going to keep that. Got some more on the counter. There we go. So I'm going to keep that in something. Put it in a coffee filter, and then I'll find a box or something to put it in. That's quite a lot there. Can be used for something. I could actually just put it in a little baggie. I might do that. Don't want to lose all that. Okay. Right, so there's our piece of grass ready to mark out for a field. There's a couple of little patches here of long grass. Don't want to make it bald, obviously. Right. Right, so now we've got to mark it out. Now, in order to mark it out, it's going to have to be painted, and I think I'm going to have to mark it with washi tape. So let me get a picture of a field on the iPad, and then we can go from there. All right, so this is the pitch itself. Let me just brush off any excess here. Just trim off any little bits here and there. Right, so now I've got to try and create the shape of the pitch itself. Okay, right, so on Google here I've got an image of a pitch. So this is how it's going to look. So we've got the basic diamond shape to start with. So I've got to mark out certain bits in white, and some of these areas are brown, which I presume is dirt. So I might have to mark those out in brown paint, and we'll go from there. And then of course we've got the catcher and the pitcher's positions there. Not awfully familiar with a baseball field, I have to say. I'm not American. But this is for the shelf on the Christmas village tree dedicated to America. Okay, so let me try and mark this out. Right, so going to use the Arteza Snow Whites. Okay, so I've kind of copied it loosely as it is on the picture there. I do only have a small piece of grass though, so it's been difficult. Got the diamond in the middle and the brown outside. I've put the white line in the centre there. I'm not going to try and put a circle around it. And I've got to add these little boxes and the diamonds when the brown is dry. So I'll do that when that's dry. But it's pretty much done. I tried to trim it down a little bit more because the grass was still too long. But yeah, my only concern is when I put the baseball players on it, there might not be enough room for the water tower. So I'm not sure what to do there. Might have to put it on a base. How these projects end up being easy to begin with and then take a whole different turn. So I might have to put it on a base like that, and then do another kind of pavement on the back there, cobbles or something. Yeah, and then the water tower can sit there in the background. So not exactly how I envisioned it because I didn't have enough grass to start with, but you get the general idea. So I can now get a baseball field on the Christmas village. So I'll do those extra markings when it's dry, and then we'll probably start adding it to the card and creating another surface for the water tower. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to make some bleachers with some lolly sticks because obviously the idea has taken a bit of a turn now, so I'm going to do something slightly different than planned. So with the bleachers, the lolly sticks are just going to go down and across and down and across and follow that pattern, and then they're going to have two supports either side just to keep them steady. Now this is going to be the platform we're using because of the size of the grass that I had. So that's the piece of grass which is going to sit there. So that's the baseball field. So then the bleachers are going to come across here and across here. So just marking the area that I've got to work with. So across there and across there. Okay, so that's where the last one will sit, and then it will go up, and then it will come out again, and then go up and come out again, and then go up. Okay, so we can make those out of sticks. They're going to be a lot smaller now, but that's fine. I have to get a couple of people, a couple of Limax figures to sit in the bleachers. Okay, so it's going to be something like that. Obviously it needs tidying up. Going to put the poles down the back there to support it. So I'll need to make one for the other side. Right, let's have a look at the the soil. Now, a while ago I bought these bags, if you remember, of ready-made flock. What a good idea. So I'm going to use some of this to put down these sides here where the bleachers are, and then of course at the back where the water tower is going to sit is there, and maybe another figure over here or a tree or something, not sure, but this is the shape of the field. So all this area here I want to cover in soil. Okay, so before I do all that, let me add another sheet of card to this to make it a bit more sturdy. So I'm going to attach those together, and I'll probably will do that with hot glue so it's got more support. And then I'm going to start adding the flock and the glue, and of course I will be putting some snow on it afterwards with Snow-Tex. That's a bit more sturdy. Okay, so I've filled in both corners there with the sawdust, and if you go down one row at a time with hot glue, and each row sprinkle individually before moving on to the next one, it works a lot better than just putting the glue all on and trying to cover the area. They will get covered with the bleachers anyway, so I'm not that worried. So this part here where the tower's going to be sitting, I've mixed these two browns here to look like soil, so it's something like that. And then I'm just going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to go across one line at a time, sprinkle it on, and hopefully we'll get some good coverage. And you know, if it doesn't go on the first time, just redo it. Pat it down as you go, and you'll get good coverage. So what I'm going to do is go across that top part now to leave the semicircle part of the diamond. Okay, and then we'll move on. Okay, so here's an update of the pitch. So this is the sawdust looking area here where the bleachers are going. I'm only going to put one set because I think we'll put a different Limax character there. Over here we're going to have the water tower, and over here I'm making a baseball board to go there. So we're going to have some sports die pieces attached there. I've just got these out of the stash, so we've got like a baseball picture and a football card and maybe the Grand Prix, and just gonna arrange them, some characters there, arrange them on the board, and then that can go on the other side. And I might do a scoreboard, I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I have painted some wood pieces in black in case I do that. I've got to paint the other sides, and I've made the board here just with a piece of a square wooden blank and 2 pieces of bamboo sticks, and painted them in black. Okay, so that's going to be for the baseboard. What else have I got? Oh yeah, and I've painted some of these little ends from the lolly sticks, just cut off the ends and painted them in brown, and I'm going to put a little fence around the stadium here to separate it from the public. Okay, so we'll have a little fence going across there, and of course I've added these wooden pieces to the pitch, 4 arrows, the bowler's stand and the batter's stand there. These are the bases. I've just realised this one should be the other way around. That should be that way around. So I'm gotta glue that on and change that. That's fine. And I just painted them white, and obviously this one's blue. Okay, so let me wait for this baseball board to dry, and then we'll carry on and arrange the die cut pieces on it. Right, okay, so the bleachers are dry. I've done them in black. I did try and do them in brown and then use the weathered technique on them, but they didn't seem to work very well. So, done them in black. Might have to touch it up a little bit. And now I'm going to have one of the Limax figures sitting on there, maybe a couple of them. Let's have a look at the baseboard, the ad board. So we've got the baseball guy there, which we can add on. We've got another couple there of a baseball guy and a weightlifter, but not keen on that one. Want something that's going to actually work with the board itself. And a Grand Prix. You can't really see a lot of that. Could go down the bottom, I suppose. And we've got some figures. Rugby player. Got a shirt there. Motorcycling. That's a point. Now I've got a rugby player somewhere. I've got a rugby player there, but he's obviously too big, so he's not going to work. Right. So we definitely have the baseball guy there. Maybe we'll put the rugby player on. Maybe we'll cut off one of these here, the golfer or the cricketer, and put him on. Just make up a little board. Okay, so I'll do that. Need to touch up that little black, those little black bits as well. So I'll get those glued on. I wanted to do score as well. Not sure how I'm going to do that, so let me have a think about that. And the fence posts are dry. Now I'm actually changing my mind about this. I was going to put it around here where the public would be, but I think I'm going to put it around the back edge there instead. And I've got a taco seller, or he might be a hot dog seller, coming for this corner here. So when he arrives we can add him, and obviously all the baseball figures are going to go on there as well. So I can get these glued on. So what I'm thinking is just like a little wooden fence going round at the back there. So let me get all this glued on, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so if you head over to part 2, you'll be able to see the remainder of the video, and I'll see you there. Bye.